Milo 2, brought to you by the best names in the business and a whole bunch of my mates helping out. Wow, here we go, 24/7 on Milo 2 at the moment. Pete's just pulled up with his hose van and he's going to be hooking in, finishing off the hydraulics. We're going to have the reservoir up there and with a bit of luck he's going to hook into the exhaust pipe today too. We'll have the panels back on, certainly the wings, because we've got a couple of wings back. The roof, we just need to finish that off, it'll be on. Put the doors on with a bit of luck. That's not a huge job, but it starts to make it look like a truck, doesn't it? I found another seat. That's another story for another day. That was a late night job. And the handbrake is going to be happening. No, I don't mean my handbrake, I mean the one we're sticking in the truck. Although this truck's going to be so plush, even my handbrake might want to travel in it. I'll tell you what, I don't have to tell you, because if you're like me, you love this kind of stuff. But this has just become such a labour of love, it's not funny. And not just for me either, for everyone who's involved to some degree. So it's going off at the moment, it really is. Righto, let's hook in.
Right, so just removing this old, well, what looks like kitchen and bathroom sealer from around where the roof meets the cab, and then we'll be putting some new, so it's like half foam, half rubber between the two to seal them, and hopefully we'll get a really good seal and get no water in there.
So why is a highly skilled bloke like Richard doing this scraping? I think he's just giving his brain a rest, to be honest, you know. I mean, there's a lot of thinking goes on with that wiring loom he's come up with. But meanwhile, here's another genius, Pete, the hose van. Good on you, mate. Like my good mate Cookie down on the mudflats, Pete started his career in an exhaust place where he made extractors and all sorts of other stuff. Now, that's exactly the kind of guy you need to make a pipe that really tucks away. Get a load of this. Well, it was looking good.
That's right.
You're allowed to say bollocks.
Big red fire truck.
We're hooking along here. Pete's making heaps of progress. He's almost up to the tailpipe, which is going to be exciting because there'll be a big dump pipe on the ground. And I don't know why we've got a highly skilled technician removing rubbish from the roof. Probably because I just got back, because normally that'd be my kind of job. And where did I get back from? From taking the wheels down to a tyre service to knock the tyres off. Now, there's splitties, but I know for a fact, because I put the tyres on myself 18 years ago. So there was nothing. We tried everything. We tried running over them with the forklift and just couldn't get them to shift. So they've gone down to a truck place. They'll be able to do something with them to get those tyres off. And meanwhile, I've got a couple of things on here. Going to have to modify the shroud top plate, of course, because the 5-speed sits in a different location. And as you can see there, it basically needs to come back about 3 inches, the holes, both holes. The way to do this is to try and maintain the integrity of that piece there, which has got the screw holes, because that way the whole rubber will fit on. So you still get sealing, you know, you get some sealing going on, rather than just cutting a great big hole and having the whole thing flop around. That's a bit of a job. It's a pity, because Hylton's done a beautiful job painting this shroud and I'm about to get into it with the disc. Oh well, you get that. Look at the work Jason's been doing, getting this liner into the floor. I've never had a quiet truck. This is going to be a whole new world, it really is. I'll have to find another excuse to wear my headphones now when I take the handbrake out for drives, won't I?
Right, so just fitting a handbrake cable, and we've had to move the mounting point for it because this handbrake cable's from the 60 series. And the shocks are on the front of the axle. Now on the 40 series the shocks are on the rear, which interferes with the root of the handbrake cable. So but what that's done, that's taken the slack out of the handbrake end of the cable. So there's not enough. So what we're doing, taking some of the outer sheath out, and that then gives us enough at the handbrake end. So we've got the adjustment up there. Sweet.
Okay, what I've done here is cut this front piece out, so it's all in one piece, and I'm going to shift it back 7 centimetres to about there where it sort of fits, a little bit maybe not fitty, but you know, we can sort that out later. And the bit I cut out, I can put in here. That just leaves that weird shape there, which I'll probably just cut that off so that I've just got a rectangle to tack in there. So yeah, there you go, all shifted back and with the original bolt hole. So there's a chance it'll fit as long as I've got it the right way round. A man feels like a mug welding with these experts around, I can tell you. But I'll have a go at anything and I know I can make it strong enough. Anyway, no one's going to see it, are they? Okay, so Pete's working underneath. I better be a bit gentle. I'll just do a bit of a trial fit here. Oh, look at that. It's actually going to fit. It's a bit rough. I'll have to fill a few holes. A bit more welding. It should be all right. Meanwhile, Pete's still working on the exhaust and he's getting it really tucked away here. This is an awesome job. Anyone who can make extractors can build a good pipe, eh?
There you go, John. Done like a dingo's dinner.
Oh, look, honestly, you've got to love a really good exhaust pipe. That's a really good exhaust pipe. Thank you, Pete.
You're very welcome.
Apart from the fact that it is tucked pretty much inside the chassis, there's no way it can touch anything. We've got plenty of room for rock sliders later on. We've got clearance on everything. We've got extra mounts. We're going to have the sound from hell. But it looks horn. And that's the exciting thing with an exhaust pipe, eh? So this is 3-inch, made out of mandrel bends the whole way. It's aluminised, it's 2mm thick, should last forever.
Yes, it'll last me out.
Last you out, you coming too? Come on, let's go do that dingo fence, eh?
We shall, definitely.
Yeah, Pete used to work on the dingo fence, so he knows a few tricks. We might just cut out there and do a bit of that, I think. Mate, that's beautiful. I love it. Righto, front panels on a 40 series. It's kind of strange the way they go together. Strange but beautiful. What you do is you put the mud guards on. They're bolted to the chassis, 4 bolts on each side. They're the big ones, you know, under here. And you leave those loose, you know, and you put big panel washers on them. Leave them loose so you can shuffle the whole thing around. Then you attach the back ones. There's 2 little 10mm. You put panel washers on them. You don't do them up there. You just kind of position them, get them in place. Then the front panel, and you bolt it loosely here, and then squeeze it in, hinge it into place. And there's 4. There's 2 here and 2 down here on each side, 4 on each side. 10mm, use big panel washers because you're holding tin plate together and it's going to move, right? Now, that's the last thing you do, and then slowly you work your way tightening around, get the front done, tighten up the hinge, and then work backwards on both sides and tighten everything up. And that way there's no stress on anything, you know? And the whole front end is kind of free to rock around on this little hinge here. And the last thing you do is bolt the guards to the step plates down the bottom, and you do that with fairly narrow washers just to allow just a little bit of movement. You get that right and it'll move around like nothing on earth, but it'll work. Doesn't it look beautiful? I've never had a new truck. This is as close to a new truck as I've ever had. And I'm buzzing. Wow, get a load of the companies that are backing the Milo 2 project. I'll tell you what, there's nothing but the best here. How good is this?